This is the video on the amygdala. What is your biggest fear? Spiders? Snakes? The dark? Crowded spaces? Heights? Flying? Failure? All of these are common fears. A lot of people tell us to get over our fears by using our brains to be rational, but our fear center itself is actually located in the brain. How ironic! Amygdala comes from the Greek word amygdalo, meaning almond. This is due to the nuclei's unique almond shape. Each brain has two amygdalae, each attached to the end of a hippocampus. This gray matter bulb is made up of 13 nuclei that give the amygdala its vast functionality. The nuclei are divided into three main groups. The first is the basolateral group. The nuclei in this group connect to the sensory association areas and extend to the thalamus, basal nucleus, and ventral striatum. The basolateral group receives input from the brainstem, insula, thalamus, and the prefrontal, parahippocampal, and temporal cortices. The information then moves from the basolateral group to the centromedial group. This group is responsible for respiratory and cardiovascular function. The information is then sent to motor effectors all over the body, making it the zone of motor divergence. The third group is the corticomedial group. This receives input from and is considered part of the olfactory system. It also sends its signals to the centromedial group, but some efferent fibers also synapse on nuclei of the hypothalamus, making this group partially responsible for hunger and eating activities. The amygdala as a whole receives input from many locations in the brain, from the brainstem and olfactory bulb, to the orbitofrontal cortex, thalamus, and hypothalamus. So what does this all have to do with fear? The amygdala's main function is to regulate the hypothalamus. When the amygdala receives stimuli about negative or fearful events in the external environment, it sends those signals to the hypothalamus, which releases and regulates hormones. These make our bodies feel afraid. The amygdala therefore also plays a role in controlling the autonomic nervous system and responding to stress. We have to learn what to be afraid of, but not how to be afraid. The amygdala is fully capable of triggering a fear response, complete with the racing heart, rapid breathing, increased blood pressure, dilated pupils, and the feeling that you are ready to run. The amygdala receives sensory input from the thalamus, often receiving the information before we are consciously aware of what is happening. A loud noise will make us duck, even before we realize the sound was a car backfiring. Catching something out of the corner of your eye will make you turn and jump even before you recognize what it is you saw. These are examples of how the amygdala screens incoming information for potential danger, often triggering a fight or flight response before the situation is consciously understood. This little almond-shaped nucleus keeps us ready to face all dangerous situations, even spiders and clowns. This ends the video on the amygdala.